Hi, and welcome back to our Great Words, Great Works video series. We are here to chat with members of the Bees editorial team about some of the awesome books on our reading list this year. I'm Tyler, and I have Lori and Maggie here with me, and we're going to chat about some awesome 7th grade books, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah. So Maggie, did you want to start us off?
So the first book I brought in to show you today is called Laugh with the Moon by Shanna Berg. It's about a girl named Claire. She's 13 years old and her mother has recently died. Her father is a doctor and has worked in a particular community in Malawi in Africa before and whisks her away back to this community again, where Claire is immediately feeling totally out of sorts, doesn't really understand how to fit in, and is having difficulty accepting both sort of herself and her identity, but also the loss of her mother and the grieving process as well.
Sure.
So it's a really great story about all sorts of things: tragedy, grief, loss, fitting in, acceptance, and kind of becoming who you are. It's also filled with excellent vocabulary and some really great spelling words for the 7th grade level. A couple examples are premonition and merengue, which is kind of fun. Yeah, it is a really fun word. And then fluorescent as well. I also brought in another book called Finding Perfect by Ellie Swartz. This book is about a girl named Molly. She's 12 years old and kind of wants to be perfect. And that's just sort of who she is. It's part of her personality. And one day her mother announces that she is taking a job in another city. The expectation is she's coming back, but the reality that everybody knows is she's not. So there's a lot of issues about acceptance and identity construction in this. It's very much complicated by the fact that Molly has a very, very severe case of OCD, which starts to spiral as she realizes she's not getting anywhere near this concept of perfect that she so desperately clings to as what she wants in her life. It's a really great story, also filled with excellent vocabulary and really strong spelling words like contagious, entrepreneurs, and sophomore.
Lori, what do you have to share with us?
Mine's a little different. It's a fantasy novel called Redwall by Brian Jakes. And it's the story of a young mouse named Matthias. He was orphaned as a baby and has been raised by this order of peaceful mice that have an abbey in the woods. And he doesn't feel like he fits in. Yeah. And he's a little clumsy, and everyone's just kind of tolerant, but he doesn't feel like he's where he's supposed to be. And everything changes when an evil rat named Clooney the Scourge. Ooh. I know, right? There's so many wonderful names like Matthias, Clooney. So Clooney the Scourge shows up.
Okay.
And he's an evil rat, and he wants to take over the Abbey because it's a beautiful building. They have a lot of wealth, and it's a great peaceful area. So he wants to take over and subjugate all these mice. And the story is the story of Matthias kind of coming into his own, trying to save his Abbey, and also solving the mystery of Martin the Warrior. Martin the Warrior is a mouse who helped found the Abbey years ago. And so it's him finding the connection with Martin and his connection with the Abbey and his place in the world. It's super fun. There's a lot of really great words like alacrity, grandiose, and vociferous. And these are just like...
This is a good one, yeah.
Some really
definitely.
Good words. Yeah, and it's just a fun adventure story about growing up and figuring out who you are.
Well, thank you both so much. And don't forget that you can find student comprehension guides for some of the great books on our Great Words, Great Works list. Those are available to schools that enroll with us at spellingbee.com. And for the 7th grade, we actually have 2 student comprehension guides. We have one for No Better Friend, which is our nonfiction selection. And then we also in the spring will be putting out one for Laugh with the Moon. So we're really excited about those classroom resources for teachers to use. And if you would like to learn more about the Great Words, Great Works list, you can visit spellingbee.com/booklist. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you for our next video.